Before we start then, I'm going to hand over to Chris Carter, who's kindly come over to us today. So Chris, you may have seen him before in a previous event. He's the head of entertainments at the Alton Towers Resort.
Thanks, Chris. Hello, everybody. Some familiar faces. As Chris said, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Chris, and I'm head of entertainments here for the resort, so I cover everything on park and up at the hotels. So just wanted to say a warm welcome to you all, officially, from Alton Towers Resort. Thank you very much for coming and celebrating what's a special day for you all, and I hope you are all having a great day. Chris asked me a little while ago how, if there's anything I could do to help support this event, and we've kept it a little bit secret. So I'm going to ask you for your for help, and we've got a little exciting proposition to make, in that we are beginning to build on our fireworks show for this year, and we'd like to involve you. The show is going to be based around what the resort and Alton Towers means to you, our guests, and we'd like to talk to you about it. And some of you, we'd love to use what we record as part of the show, to build the narrative, to build the voiceover and the content of the show. So for those of you who have been coming since you were in a pram, for those of you who this is your first time, this is your first year visiting the resort, for those of you who've met partners, loved ones, for those of you who've been coming as a family unit for years and years, we'd love to talk to you, to hear about your stories, to hear about what it means to you, why this place is so special to you, what makes you keep coming back all the time, some of your favourite memories, some of your long-lasting experiences that you'd love to share with us. So it's a familiar face for some of you at the back, Pete, who is helping me out on this project. So what we'd like to do is we won't want to intrude on the presentations here, but we are going to be in the other room next door. And if anybody would like to come and share, come and talk to us. You don't need to be nervous. We'll just chat, we'll just talk, we'll record it, and if we can find those little nuggets of voice, of narrative, of the voiceovers that we could use in the show, with your permission, of course, we'd love to use them. So is anybody interested? Yeah? Great, okay. So look, I'll hand back to Chris. I'll let Chris figure out how we're going to manage this without disrupting the presentations here. Pete and us will go and set up in the other room, and just come one by one in, and we'll have a chat, see how we go. How does that sound? Yeah? Great, okay. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you, Chris. So there will be plenty of opportunity, obviously, after the presentation. I'm sure you'll want to stay, listen to what we have to say. But it's really exciting and it's really touching that the resort really want to get our input, you know, and our experiences and that. So it should be a lovely display later in the year. Alright, so here we go. So here is an overview. We'll just go through the content. So we're going to start by going through the team, which creates the TowersTimes and South Bucks brand, the history, what we are today, the website statistics and events, and we're going to have a little quiz in the middle, the future, what the future holds for the site, the exciting developments of the forum, a quick Q&A, and then we get to have some cake, which I can't wait for. Alright, so here is our lovely team, their little mug shots. At every event, we usually stick our hands up and kind of introduce ourselves, but not in any detail. So we're just going to go through exactly who creates the site and just a little bit about them. So this is me doing, on that picture, exactly what I'm doing now. So I actually joined TowersTimes in 2003, a long time ago. I was never a big part of it because I actually created South Parks at that time and then ran that through. But I was always friends with the guys, the original founders, including Chris over there, who we'll speak to in a bit. So I had some involvement right in the beginning. We set up the forum together, and then what I actually did is said, Chris, look, I live in bloody London, I'm not close to here. You know, you take it forwards, and then it went from there. But we always coincided together, and always had a mutual respect, as you know, to cover the UK theme parks, but we're never really partners as such. Alright, I also worked for Merlin / Two Swords for 8 different seasons, 4 different attractions, so that was a while ago now. And my favourite parks are Europa Park, which you'll probably see come up quite a lot in this presentation, Six Flags Great Adventure and Cedar Point. For me, I'm more of a coaster fan rather than the theming and the theme park kind of stuff, so I prefer the big rides. Alright. So I'm now going to pass over to Hans.
Hello everyone, this is a little bit terrifying. Okay, so I actually joined the forum back in 2003, I then joined the team in 2004. I've been on and off the team various times, and this is the longest stint so far. So I look after all of the branding, so all of the images you see, all of the event branding. The forum is also my speciality, so I've been looking after that for a very long time. My favourite park is Fuji-Q Highland. So, like Chris, I'm more of a roller coaster person. Fuji-Q Highland, if any of you have heard of it, it's in Japan. It's just got 4 absolutely insane roller coasters and nothing else. It's incredible.
We've done that. And my name's Rob. Hello? Hello. Far too quiet, far too quiet. Hello? Hello. That's more like it. Basically, this is all my fault. I'm the project manager, so I deal with the likes of merchandise. It's currently an ongoing project. Previous projects we've had TowersTimes Live, which we trialled, and then Facebook took over, so we use Facebook. But I'm also events manager North. So any event that we do in Alton Towers, etc., is you can blame me. So basically, we'll come up with an event idea, what we want to do for that year. We'll come up with an itinerary. The itinerary will be put to the team. They'll say, yeah, that's brilliant, or no, it's absolutely rubbish, and we'll put it back. And it really depends on what the resort can offer us as to what we can actually do for that day. I joined the team back in 2013, I think it was, and I started as an administrator. And then developed project manager and events North. I'm from Glasgow, originally Brighton, and so any merchandise, etc., comes all the way from Glasgow. It's shipped from my house and eventually gets to you. Usually there's about a 2-week delay before you order and you actually receive it, so that's the reason why. We'll pass on to... Oh, park, yeah. Because so I live in Glasgow, we don't have a theme park. All we have is M&Ds, which is kind of like rides that are just can't travel anymore, so they just bung them in a car park, and that's it, and they're left to rot, and you know. So, favourite theme park used to be Thorpe Park, but I've never been there for 13 odd years now, so I probably have to say Alton Towers. And it has to be the roller coasters, because we haven't got any flat rides here, so it's got to be the roller coasters. And I'm passing on to Dom.
Right, I'm going to apologise now if I mess up, because I'm not used to standing in front of everyone. But I joined the team last year, and so I'm the baby of the team. And I'm also the TT's resident glitter addict. Literally, I cannot get enough of the stuff. I can usually be found moderating the forum, which means I'm making sure you lot behave. I'm looking at you, Jack. And I'm also responsible for the quizzes. So any TTSP quiz in the shout box, that's me who's written it and posted it. My favourite park is Thorpe Park, and unlike those lot, I'm more theming. So I'm a celebrity is a gold mine for me. Love it to bits. Which I know, yeah, I know. And I guess that's pretty much it. Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. Some of you will probably know me from the forum as Lady of the Lake. I'm one of the few people that has a different forum username to their actual name. I'm responsible for all of the news and the social media on TTSP. So anything you see published on our website in terms of news articles, any of our Facebook, our Twitter updates and our Instagram. That's the kind of thing I manage, so making sure that we bring you all of the updates as regularly as we can. But I'll be speaking a little bit more about that later on. So I joined the team back in October 2013, and I'll be honest, I never ever thought that I would be standing here now when I joined. I just thought I'd do a little bit of moderating, dip my toe in here and there. 3.5 years down the line, here I am, doing goodness knows what, standing in front of you guys as well. And it's just fantastic to see how much it's evolved over those 3.5 years. In terms of my favourite part, this is such a difficult question for me. I really cannot choose just a single part. I love everything about that Europa Park and Port of Ventura, just amazing all-round parks. They've got fantastic rides, got fantastic theming. But when it comes to theming, you've got things like Fantasia Land and Efteling in particular. I love my fairy tales, so that park is just absolutely amazing for me. But one of the things I really love about being an enthusiast is finding those little hidden gems as well. I was lucky enough to visit Tripsdale last year, and it's just a little park tucked away in the middle of nowhere in Germany. But it's got some awesome rides, it's got the awesome Carajo, but it's just got such a charm as well. It's so pretty, and you wouldn't know you're in a theme park in certain places. So, yeah, that's me. So,
Hello. This is not what I want to be doing, so I do apologise. I'm Michelle, and I've spoken to every single one of you today, so you pretty much know what I do already. I give you sweets. Thank you. And yeah, sometimes I look like that. Thankfully not today. So I basically occasionally talk to parks to get information. Any of the media nights that we get invited to, I'm usually the one who talks to the parks about that. And then I also assist Rob and Chris with the events, which means that if any of you don't receive the itinerary, it's usually my fault. And yeah, I'm basically here just to make sure that you guys are having a good time. I've been on the team since 2013, which is actually quite a long time now I think about it. And not as long as you, Chris. And my favourite park, I guess, it's the same as Katie. I really love the theming, more than the rides, I guess. So Efteling is just a beautiful, beautiful park. But also, as it says there, Helix is incomparable to anything else that I've been on. So, you know, Liseberg definitely is one of my favourite parks as well. And that's pretty much everything, to be honest.
Thank you. Hi, so I'm Paul. I'm Hursty on the forum with a small h. That's absolutely vital. It has to be a small h. So I joined the team in 2013. I've been following theme parks from like 2005-ish onwards, and I got the opportunity to come and do some photos for the team. So one of the things that I do is I am going to cover a lot of the new events, so the new openings for attractions. So we'll go down and get some of the first photos of new attractions. We will be trying to capture the parks in sort of new and lovely ways, because we're all big theme park fans at heart, and we really want to show them off at their finest. So that's down to me to try and get those really lovely shots that we have on our website. Obviously we've got such a great news output now as well. We've got all the social media as well. So hopefully you will have seen by today already that we're taking photos, we're getting them straight over to Katie, who's handling our social, and getting them online so you guys can share them and share them with your friends. For me, Efteling, definitely the park I love. Again, fairy tales. I like parks that can balance the theming and the rides. But yeah, it's Efteling for me. So I'm just going to put that there, because I wasn't able to do a photo of myself, so you're going to have to just bear with us.
Really?
Smile! And then one this way. Is that about right? Have we got that? Amazing. Cheers, guys.
So, hello, I'm Tom. Been on the forum since about 2006. And on the team since 2012. My main role is that I do photography, so a lot of photos that are in the galleries are ones that I've taken, and obviously we're constantly trying to update them, because yeah, there's always new stuff going on, so it's worth getting photos of it. Alongside that, I sort of started doing a lot of sort of the technical stuff. So when the website's not working, we work with ads to try and fix that. And obviously we're working on a new site still, which one day we'll do that. Sort of a reoccurring theme here with the favourite parks. I'd say Ackling and Leesburg, probably my favourites. Over the last few years, I've been really lucky to be able to go and visit some European parks, and they're kind of incomparable to what we've got over here. So yeah, they've got to be my favourite. And obviously both of those parks have got new roller coasters and dark ride opening next year, so definitely going to have to go back for that. Yeah, that's about it. So back to Chris.
Back to me. So unfortunately, Lewis and Danny couldn't be here today, and they do send their regards. They do have personal reasons and things, which is a shame we couldn't be all together. So we'll just go through both. So Lewis is a godsend to me. He's literally the person who is online all day and will literally say, hey guys, something's come up. So if there's a tweet, if there's an announcement or anything, Lewis is there straight away, and then that's how we react very quickly. He's at uni, so I don't know how long that will last. We shall see. So he joined the team in 2014, and he really wants to do more travelling, but for now his favourite park is the Alton Towers Resort, where we are. Danny, our favourite forum leader, obviously working with Dom very, very hard. He joined the team in 2015. He loves Florida, so Busch Gardens, Tampa is his favourite, and he does love Cheetah Hunt. And that pretty much is the rest of the team, so thank you. So on to website history. So we're going to go through the history of both websites right from the beginning. Ads is the expert at the history. He's written these slides, so I'm going to kind of read off them. Alright, so history of TowersTimes first of all. So it started in the year 2000, the year of the Millennium Dome. Did anyone go there? Yeah. Maybe a few of you. It was pretty crap. It's much better now. So a young enthusiast called Wayne Burton launched Wayne's Alton site. So who knows Wayne? Yeah. So Wayne works on the resort here, quite high up as one of the resort excellent managers. So he was the original founder. It's a shame he couldn't be here today, but we do have a lot to be thankful for to him. It was one of the first UK theme park enthusiast websites. It consisted of a single page of information about the park, along with old park maps and photographs. It was just a very, very basic resource to get people together who had a passion about the park. So it grew in 2001 with the addition of SW5 Live. SW5 Live, so it covered the construction of air. It was all new and very exciting, designed by John Wardley, where we will see later on. So that quickly became quite exciting, and the audience grew. So there's a screenshot of SW5 Live, which is actually still on our website in the archive section, so do take a look if you haven't seen it. So in 2002, team members Wayne, Jay, where are you, Jay? There you go. So Jay was one of the founding members as well, and Jay set out to redevelop Wayne's Alton site into a much bigger and far more impressive website. At 8 PM on a Friday night, TowersTimes. So there's the legend. All right. So we actually stole the name from a newsletter which was meant for internal staff here. That was discontinued. Thought it was going to be cheeky. It's a great name. Let's use it. And there is the old logo. Who remembers that? Can you see? All right. So the next slide. So here's some clips of the old site and then what it developed into. So where we are today, eventually the website changed hands into the ownership of Chris, over there, and another member called Adrian, who further relaunched TowersTimes and introduced major new features such as the TowersTimes forum. The team and the website has continued to evolve over time, and in 2014 we launched TTV3, a new version of the site that continues to be developed to this day, and we're nearly there. And again, I've got a lot of thanks to Lewis and the rest of the team and Alex and so on. It's taken a big job. It's a massive archive, and it has taken around 3 or 4 years, but we're pretty much there now. So I hope you guys like it. All right. So that's everything on TT. So South Parks. So where do we begin? So this one obviously I can relate to, as it was me who founded it. So in 2000 again, I was going to college in Epsom, and one of the tasks I had to do for my IT A level, was to create a project on a Microsoft application. And at that time, it was Microsoft Front Page. Anyone remember that? Paul at the back. Alright, so I thought, well, I'm going to give this a go. What can I do? And I thought, well, I'm going to look at what I'm passionate about. And that was Thorpe Park, Chessington, so on. And identified that there wasn't actually a fan site for it. So along came the Thorpe Park Guide. And it was a very similar story to the original TowersTimes. It was just a collection of things and archives and things like that. So we then quickly realised again there was a community. There's the old logo. So then I thought, oh, okay, let's do the same for Chessington, so it expanded from then on. We then introduced Theme Park Chat, which was like a weekly chat room, well before social media. So that was really the only way of live communicating. And then, as I said, it originally evolved to South Park's community, so everything then came together. The forum up until that point was actually called Guides Forum, which was fine because it was about theme park guides, but then someone said to me, do you mean like Cub Scouts and Girl Guides? So I was like, we better change the name pretty quickly. So we did. So it turned into South Parks, and then again the site has very much evolved. I closed it because I went abroad to work and so on. And then we will talk about the merger later on, and then it was relaunched a lot later on. But it, again, has a massive archive, so it's one of the only places where you'll be able to see Colossus construction photos and things like that. Skipped ahead. So that is a feature page of Colossus. It's just what it was like. I mean, you look at it now, and I thought it was so modern and exciting at the time, but it looks quite dated now. This was designed over 10 years ago. So that was the CWA guide. And again, I covered Samurai on that close because I used to operate it, which was good fun before it moved to Thorpe Park. So yeah, we had an archive on just the closing of that. And that was the original South Parks forum. Lots of members, we did lots of events and so on. I had a very turbulent relationship with ads, we never got on at all. But I'm glad over time we worked things out. That was the news archive, so that again the site evolved, it started to look more modern, and all of this news can now be found in the modern day South Parks, because we restored that straight away, so then we could continue to cover the news of the southern parts as the site evolved. So, there's really cool things we used to do. We got invited to the Nemesis Inferno construction site to get some on-site photos. It's a while since it's been that colour, hasn't it? Great ride. Same with Colossus, all sorts of exciting things. I was shocked the first time I saw that pit. I went, oh, it's really cool. Producer head. And then again, we started events. Be hard for you guys to see, but yes, there's a few of us on the team now that are there. Back in the day, we used to do events all over the south. All right. So the merger. So we have a funny story. So the first event we did up here, I was actually sharing a bed with Chris over there. It was a bit weird. And we just had a thought, 11 o'clock at night, when we were knackered and a bit pissed, to be honest. Why don't we actually bring South Parks back? So that is what we have basically done since. It was restoring that archive. And there's very much been a holding website there for a while, which has some basic info, but again, the plan will be to bring it both back up now TT V3 is done. So it meant we could expand our coverage UK-wide. Events could be held at the southern parts too, and we would be restoring an archive of original material. So that's that. Alright, so the next section will be TTSP today, what we are, what we stand for, what we believe in, and I'm going to hand over to Rob.
So, TTSP, TowersTimes South Parks, that is basically what we are. The website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Apple News, we are on there for TowersTimes. It's a project that we will move forward as soon as Apple get their act together basically and make it more accessible for us to merge the sites directly into it. We have a forum, and we also have events. So our average monthly hits is 842,000 hits to the site every single month, with a daily hits of over 34,000, which is huge, huge for a site. And our highest user agent is iPhones. Sorry, Android. and we're also on a server information, etc. is there, which we're looking to upgrade to make it faster, better, which will allow us to do more stuff with the site. So we're the most visited unofficial Alton Towers resort website. And we pride ourselves on quality, not quantity. So for news, for instance, we may not always be the first. We might just put a little snippet on Facebook and then create an article later. But we're looking for the quality. We don't want to give you little tiny snippets here, there, throughout the whole entire day. We'd rather sit down, take our time and produce a quality article that gives you all the information, all the images that you would expect. And I think that's one of our strongest points is the news and the social media. I think you'll agree with that. I think we've got the best coverage for news. We were the first unofficial website to appear in Google search. And as I say, we do feature the most in-depth articles with really stunning images, and that's thanks to Paul and Tom. And TTV3 is nearly finished. It's such a massive project. I think we're sitting at around about 493 pages just on Alton Towers, which is massive, that all had to be transferred over from the older site, totally redone from scratch and brought into V3, which you can imagine, you know, it's a massive, massive project. South Parks, so it covers the southern parks, so Chessington, Thorpe Park, Legoland. Currently it's just a holding page, but as soon as we get V3 of TowersTimes complete, then that is our next project to move on. And the news section does basically we brought all the news that was on the previous site and we brought it in, so you can go right the way back. And that's the same with TTV3 as well. You can go right back and look through the old news. It's a great in-depth history. If you go back to 2000, you can read all the way right up. It's really interesting. And we're the only consistent resource for Paramount theme park. You heard that? Yeah, so if you ever want to know anything about that, we're probably one of the only kind of sites that actually do cover that park. And yeah, so we're going to be basically restoring the archive for South Parks. So again, it'll be a collection of, you know, everything that you will need in one single place. Alton Towers, Chessington, Thorpe Park, Legoland.
Not Alton Towers.
No, in one site. Okay, so, quiz. Because some of you are starting to fall asleep, we can see that. Now, I'm going to pass over to our quiz master, and that's Don. Give him a big round of applause.
Right. As I'm sure a lot of you are aware, there's a lot of sweets on the table that have already been eaten. So if you get these right, you get sweets. So, Michelle will be doing the running, so if you get it right, look for Michelle. So, how many registered members are there?
11,000.
You're gonna have to shout, I can't hear.
10,000 something.
Close enough, give loose some sweets. It's 10,524. Total amount of posts. Anyone? 8? Cheeky. Give him some sweets.
Who am I giving sweets to?
Dan, I do believe.
Oh, I see.
Right. How many topics are there? Keep going.
22,000.
Give him some sweets.
Yeah, exercise isn't my strong point, I do apologise. Right, who do I owe these to?
Most ever forum users online.
1,240.
A?
1,340.
142.
Fair enough. Average daily hits. No. Anyone? Hey, come on, someone have a guess. No, you're well off, Lee, sorry.
That was for the forum, that's just the forum. 34 is for overall.
Average monthly hits on the forum.
35,000.
Keep going.
36.
Keep going.
45.
80,000.
120 million.
Just keep going.
500,000.
May as well reveal it.
766,976.
You don't get the sweets. How many hours a day do I spend on the forum? Sarah!
Hey.
Back to Rob.
Right, so we're woken up. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so TTSP events. So we launched events in 2013, and what we wanted to do is we wanted to take what we do at Meets and make it better. So we thought, how can we do this? What works at Meets, and how can we, really give something? So we thought about it, and we thought, right, okay, well we can do ride takeovers. They cost money. And we were told, basically, you're going to charge members to ride a ride, and other people didn't get it. They really didn't understand what events were and what we were trying to achieve. And it still amazes me that we can get over 100 people to attend an event, which is, incredible. We beat the other kind of sites that, the coastal communities, etc., with the amount of numbers that we can actually bring to an event, and it's just incredible. Really does surprise me. As a team will tell you, I always panic. I get together an event and I go, okay, so how many people do we need to, make the money to be able to pay the resort, etc. I panic every single time, even for this one, and I worked out a budget and I was like, right, okay, we need 100 people to break even to put this event on. We don't make a profit, every single penny that you pay to come here goes directly straight out. Again, it's really done on a fine line, and without you guys paying for the event, we couldn't put it on. We're still the only community to have the Smiler on an exclusive. No one else has had it. Okay. And so with events, it still amazes me that we attract such a diverse set of people, set of ages. We've got wee ones, we've got grey-haired ones.
Not to be offensive.
But it's really incredible that we do get such a diverse set of people coming to the events. And it's really good that there's people here that have never ever been to an event, and there's people that have been to every single event.
Raise your hand if you have.
Who's been to every single event? Apart from the team. A couple of people.
There are a few.
And who's never been to an event until today? See, that just goes from people talking about it on the forum and saying how great the events were, etc. And it's all about bringing people together that want to experience the likes of Smiler as a group. There's nothing better than having the Smiler to yourself and sharing it as a community without anybody else. And I think that's that really sets us apart. So when we started events, we did it in 2013, and I took over North Events in 2014. The parks realised that, hang on a minute, they're onto something good. So we try and, they started to work with us rather than against us. So we were able to get behind the scenes tours for the likes of Scarefest, etc. be able to get the Smiler. Nobody else had the Smiler at that time, and still hasn't, it's just us. Oh, and of course there's a superhero dance. Who's not experienced a superhero dance yet? No, right, okay. It's a bit unfortunate because obviously Splash is closed and that's where we usually do it, but I'm sure we can fit it in with John Wardley later or something. I'd like to see John Wardley do the superhero dance. That would just be epic. And that's really kind of it for events. We obviously brought it down to South, with South Parks joining and merging with TTSP. You know, I think that's it for events.
Indeed, for me, the events really make the community, and it's all very well having an internet presence, but it's so nice to be able to do something like this, where you guys can get to know us, and then we can just have an absolutely amazing weekend wherever we are. So yeah, up here or down south, you know, we're really looking to expand the offering in the future. I appreciate that not a lot of new additions have been made to kind of the Merlin parks for obvious reasons, but you know, we're going to continue to make them exciting, original, because what we don't want to do is continue them as they are and just not bring in anything new and then have numbers drop. There's no point doing that. So even if we have to do slightly less, you know, we will just want to make the ones that we do the best we can. You know, but we've got things like SW8 coming next year, you know, when we're really hoping to try and get an exclusive of that. They wouldn't let us have Smiler for a little while, so that can't be confirmed, but you know, it'd be lovely as new rides come along to make sure we are right behind them and having the private hire and everything like that. Alright, so I'm going to hand over to Dom again. We've got a quick quiz on the actual events with some music statistics. There you go.
So yes, it's me again, sorry. So, TTSP events. How many have there been?
20.
Give Sam some sweets.
That was one,
It is indeed 20. Right, how many exclusive ride times have we had? Nope.
35.
Nope. 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 Whoever said that, raise your hand. Give him some sweets. It's 20. How many talks and Q&As have we had? No. Who said 15? Give us some sweets. How many behind the scenes tours have you had?
20.
Keep guessing.
6.
If you're at the back, you're going to have to shout really loudly. Who said 8? Give Lee some sweets. Oh wait, no, it's 9. I got it wrong.
So close.
Give him some sweets anyway. I can't believe I did that. Number of attendees.
500. 2,000.
No. Keep guessing.
800.
Keep guessing.
700.
Who said 1,500? Close enough. Give us some sweets. Right. Facebook likes on event group photos. Now this one's challenging. Can you all shout one at a time? It's so much easier.
One at a time.
Anyone?
80,000.
Not that many, unfortunately. Not that many. 5,509. My final question before I give the mic back to someone responsible. Wettest event yet? I don't have enough sweets for all of you. But yeah, it was the Summer Soca in 2014.
organised this event quite well. So yes, Martin, Sarah, it was absolutely hilarious, wasn't it? We just thought, it's going to be a lovely day. It was July, but it started raining in the morning. We looked at our iPhones and thought, it's just not stopping, and then it just came. But we persevered anyway. We rode air at the time. Absolutely hilarious, and then it wouldn't even let up until we got to the hotel, so then we all got soaked again just walking back. So very funny, and I think those pictures really do sum it up quite well. Alright. We just thought we'd add some normal event photos, some of our favourite memories. We have Jerry there. Do you remember Jerry from the Sanctuary? Heathcliff is actually here today, which is very cool. He's working freelance now, so he's not necessarily associated with the resort, but will come back and contribute to events such as the fireworks. That was the first event, top right hand corner, where we had a group photo. As you can see, it was a pretty small group in comparison to what you guys are now. The first Smiler ERT, bottom right, our little badges, and then our funky little banner, which we've got really good value for money for. I think it's been going a few years now. Alright, so I'm going to hand over to Katie now. So she is the complete social media guru, and again, I couldn't do this without Katie. She's so talented. You know, she is using every bit of her degree in the quality of what she does on the site, which I hope will be reflected in the articles and the news. And here you go.
Right, so as I'm sure all you guys have seen already, we have a presence on a fair number of social media channels. We have dedicated Facebook pages for both TowersTimes and South Parks, and then we also have our TTSP Twitter accounts and Instagram. And in development is our YouTube account, which has had lots of amazing stuff uploaded to it in the past, and that is something we're really keen to develop moving forward. We've got so much great content that we want to show off on there, and we're really keen to push that forward over the next 12 to 18 months. I'm not going to bore you by just reading through all those stats, because I'm sure you see for yourselves just how many people we have engaging in our social media communities. I mean, one of the biggest challenges that I find is it is such a monumental task to keep track of 4 operating parks, but also 1 park in development as well, when you consider we're covering London Paramount with their various ups and downs, whether they're doing consultations, they're not doing consultations, whatever they're deciding to do, just trying to keep track of that on top of all the updates from here, Alton Towers, Thorpe, Chessington and Meadowland. No, and I'm really conscious that I want to bring you guys with regular updates, keep it interesting as well, you know, what you guys want to see, whether it be SW8, whether it be the construction for Dale Brown's Ghost Train, whether it be theme park opening days. You know, so March this year we had a crazy few weeks covering opening at Thorpe, Chessington, the revamped Dale Brown's Ghost Train, opening weekend here, and it was just absolutely crazy. And then top that SW8 construction, there's always something going on our social media. And I couldn't do it without the help of Paul and his photography. As Chris mentioned earlier, Lewis normally shouts out when something comes up. You know, but all the other guys as well, we're all constantly keeping an eye out for developments to make sure we're bringing it to you as soon as we possibly can. But we're very conscious we want to bring you the quality as well. You know, we don't want to just throw something out there for the sake of it. We want to make sure it's something that you're interested in and that you genuinely want to read. And one of the biggest things that's happened over the last 18 months is social media is just constantly changing, to whether it's a new social media platform, whether it's new communities. I mean, in the past 12 months in particular, there's so many new communities, both pages, groups, and it's finding that balance. You know, making sure that we're still there, that we can still grab your guys' attention, that we're still keeping it interesting, that we're keeping you all engaged. So, moving forward, we really want to continue to constantly develop our output and to make sure that across our social media channels, we're bringing you guys, our followers, all the updates from construction, all the latest announcements, so whether that be about this year's Scarefest, Fright Nights, any new planning applications. So now that's one of the things that we all like to know about, what's going to happen in the future, what's up and coming. But as well, it's about showcasing the amazing content we have on our sites. So whether it's from V3, from TowersTimes, whether it's the amazing archives we've got on South Parks, our social media channels is an opportunity really to make sure you guys know just what's there. Because I know a lot of you guys like to have a look at the archives, like to see and have a look back, as well as keeping up to date with the current things. So as Rob mentioned earlier, we've got Apple News that we're currently implementing, and also we'll be working on our YouTube channel going forward. And if any of you guys have any questions about social media, feel free to come find me, ask me, drop me a message. I'm always happy to listen to feedback. Because for me, it's most important that you guys enjoy what I put out there, that it's interesting for you, and that you get the most out of what we produce here. Because it is you guys that I do it for. Now, although I have a passion for it, I couldn't do what I do without knowing that you guys enjoy it and find it interesting.
Thank you very much, Katie. Well, it should be a good insight into the world of social media. And again, it's just really good interesting for me starting these websites, South Parks in particular, same with you guys at TowersTimes, and seeing social media come and how it has impacted the world of the internet. Things have just dealt with so much more quickly. If something happens, like an incident or an announcement, then it is on social media in a matter of minutes. So you have to be very proactive. What we try to do is continue that rather than just being reactive. So yes, it certainly keeps us busy in our working days, but hopefully again you see the results, which is very rewarding. Alright, so the future. So what does the future hold for TTSP? Maintain TowersTimes' position as the most popular unofficial Alton Towers resource by finishing TTV3, so this has been an objective for a long time, and again it's taken a while, but we're pretty much there. Restore previous South Parks content to create an unbeatable archive and progress new resort guides. As Rob said earlier, our aim is to be the definitive Merlin resource, and then with Paramount coming and then any other part that we feel we can cover, then we certainly do so. We want to increase the event offering and continue to diversify the activities to maintain enthusiasm. Launch the new TTSP forum, which Ads will talk about very shortly. Rapidly expand our YouTube presence. We've pretty much got all the equipment we need now. Paul has some amazing looking GoPro thingies, I don't really understand them. And we have been trialling them on various things. Like we've already recorded the whole of Darren Brown's Ghost Train Media Preview Night this year. So things like that we will definitely be adding to YouTube. POVs, sites like Coast to Force, Theme Park Review, their content is amazing, very highly respected, so we want to kind of follow that footstep and put some own really high quality video content on our channel. And the ultimate aim, without fail, is to have fun. There's no point doing this if it's ever going to be a drag. We are all volunteers, it's very much a hobby, and the main thing throughout is the passion. And coming on one of these weekends and coming on our channels and just having a great time. And that has to be the forefront of everything really, which I'm sure you agree. Who's that? So these guys, regular event attendees. There we go. Alright, so talking of the forum developments, I'm now going to hand over to Ads, who has some interesting little facts about what is coming shortly.
So the forum is obviously a huge part of what we are. It's been around since 2002 in various formats, and it's incredible how much it's grown. We've had over 2 million posts in that time. I mean, the stats now won't ever show that because we've lost forum software in the past, we've deleted posts, but it is over 2 million in total, which is incredible. So we're now looking to change that. We're looking to the future. We've got a brand new forum that is coming soon. It's got a whole load of new features. Touched on a couple of them here. So it's running the latest version of the software. It's got all new design. We were one of the first forums to go responsive, and we can continue with that. We've got a new sleek design. It's incredibly fast. And it's also got a brand new shout box for those that like to use that. All loads of new features with that. I might even be nice and allow our users to put images and use the bold feature, which I know you remember from days gone by. And of course, We're integrating with social media, so you'll be able to log in with your social network account. You'll be able to transfer content between social media and the forum. There'll be a lot of integration with that. And we're always looking to be more secure, so it will run on a secure server, so all of your information will be completely secure, and it will be a bit of a revelation for us with the new server when we roll out that feature across everything. So that's it on the new forum. That will be launching soon. And by soon, I mean really soon. It is currently up and running on our server. We are testing it, making sure that it's running perfectly, and we'll give you more information on that in the near future.
Alright, thank you very much, Ants. So a very important part of this forum is going to be our community advocates. So raise your hand, our lovely guys. There we are. So we couldn't run this forum properly without you guys. Generally, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's recognising our loyal members. A few of the team have come from that position, so they will very much be a part of this new forum development. So they will get a kind of a preview of what's coming. They are most in the know, they're regular event attendees, and we're obviously always looking for you guys to join that group as such. So before anything goes live, it's people like that that will have a say in what they think will work. As much as we can do that as a team, it's also really important to make sure we get relevant feedback from our forum users as well, as ultimately you guys are the ones that will use it. Go on. So that is everything on the forum development. So now we'll have a little bit of a Q&A, so again, not very long. If you have a question for anyone in particular, please do ask. If there's any questions around in a certain area of expertise, then the relevant team member will answer. All right. Thanks. Lee.
Do you think we'll ever be able to get behind the scenes of Darren Brown's victory?
It's a difficult one because Thorpe are very proud of it. They spent a lot of money on it for 2 years in a row, and a lot of the media night that we actually attended, we were told not to use cameras in certain areas to spoil, for example, the ending to the rest of the world. So I'm hoping they will. I mean, it is Thorpe's real first dark ride in a long time. But again, that's their multi-million-pound edition, which I think they want to keep exclusive for new guests, especially as it continues to develop itself. So I would be positive in thinking yes in a few years, but probably not right now. But it would definitely be fascinating because it is such a unique ride with a very, very unique. Is it Intamin House? The transportation?
Intamin, Premiere, and all kinds of stuff.
So a combination of everything that has gone into that. So it's certainly a question we'll ask, and it's obviously great that you've mentioned that. So again, we always want feedback as to what we can look towards next time. Okay. Anybody else?
Obviously, I know it's really difficult nightmare, but would there be the outlook to do sort of maybe an event at perhaps like a foreign part, say for instance Europe or somewhere in Europe, where obviously that would probably be quite a first as well?
Yeah, I mean, other enthusiast websites have huge international meets, and if the demand is there, then we'd absolutely do it. I mean, as a team, as friends really, we don't generally go away together as TowersTimes, but as friends, we just, a lot of us just went to France for a week when we did Disney, Negoland, Parc Asterix. So as a team we do it, but if there is the interest in that, then that's definitely something we could do. God knows how long that will take a while to organise. But again, evolving, expanding, there's definitely something we look at. All right. Anyone else? Yes.
In 2015, I think, an event was trialled at Chessington over the Southern Weekender. Would those ever be coming back, or is there not really the demand for events at Chessington?
It's a difficult one, as Chessington had a lot of investment years ago, but it has slowed down, unfortunately. There is lots of little things going on there, but generally it hasn't been our target market as a website. So again, going back to what I said about quality, not quantity, if we were to go back there, how many people could we get? I'm not sure. Would we get the same amount as before? Not sure. So at present, probably we're not running an event there again, but at the same time we're very much in touch with the park. And there was talk of a big behind-the-scenes tour that they were launching, but unfortunately that didn't happen. It was going to be like a general public ticketed event, similar to what Thorpe do with their kind of lift hill climbs, but on a big, broader scale, and they wanted us to trial it, but unfortunately that didn't go ahead. I'm not sure why, but yes, it's something we'll look at again, as long as we're confident that it will be an original and fantastic day. Right. Anyone else before we wrap up? No, fantastic. All right, so some of you may be wondering why Chris Blackwell here hasn't spoken today, but there is a reason for that, so I'm just going to hand over to him.
Hey guys, just in case anyone doesn't know me, I'm Chris Blackwell and I'm one of the owners of TowersTimes. TowersTimes has been a huge part of my life for the last 15 years, and it really has been a roller coaster at some points, some real ups and downs, but I've met some fantastic people and a lot of you guys have become good friends of mine as well. Now, as Chris says, you're probably wondering why I didn't actually make an appearance earlier on. It's come to a point in my life where I've decided that my involvement with TowersTimes has to end. So what I'm doing is I'm stepping down and I'm passing over full ownership to Chris. Now you will still be seeing me, I'll still be coming on the events, and I'll still also doing some freelance work for TowersTimes as well. So it doesn't end there. But you guys really don't need to worry because we have an absolutely fantastic team here. They do absolutely everything behind the scenes, and I'm completely convinced that TowersTimes is going to go from strength to strength. And in 15 years' time, I'm pretty sure that we're going to still be here 5 times the size of what we are now, if not bigger. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Chris, the team, to you guys, because without you, we wouldn't be stacked here today. So the first 15 years really has been a blast, but this really is only the beginning, and here's to the next 15 years. Thank you.
Yeah, it was shocking news, but I think as Chris said, it's been amazing, it will be amazing, and Chris will be with us, for a long time, just in a different capacity. I just thought I'd put some lovely photos of Chris up there. So the middle one is, I've known Chris a hell of a long time, so that was actually on Batman Night Flight at Six Flags World's Adventure. Was that the one?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So that was a Six Flags which unfortunately closed. So that was a great ride. It was one of our first kind of American adventures we did together. Then we went on to Cedar Point, bottom right. That is Steve, who's another enthusiast. That is the lovely Charlotte, who's a dear friend of mine, in the middle. And then the left one, I just can't really explain what that even is. We had some interesting experiences, and we did actually go to Italy, and that was Chris literally in a bush. So I just thought I'd add that, as a contribution. So, Chris, we've got a little gift for you today, and a card, just as a massive thank you. So again, round of applause to Chris. Alright, so that was cupcakes. So just want to say a massive thank you. As I said, without you guys supporting us, we wouldn't be who we are. So I hope you very much continue to do that, and we'll obviously, keep doing as we're going, as it seems to be working. So thank you to the team specifically, and everyone who has prepared for today. It's certainly been the most complex event, which is clearly not over yet. We've got exciting developments with John Wardley this evening. So just thank you very much again. Cupcakes, they are from Hummingbird Bakery down in London. I actually had them from my wedding. They're amazing. They are vanilla, which we thought we'd kind of stay neutral. So do please help yourself. There's some little takeaway boxes if you don't want to eat one now. Alright, so that is pretty much everything. So we have John Wardley later on. So we'll meet in the conference centre directly after our ERT. Unfortunately, I hear that Nemesis is still down. They are very much trying to get it up and running again. But logistically, we need to be in that area. So if Nemesis is not working, then we will have ERTM Galactica. Actually, air, because the VR is not working. But, Never mind. So thank you guys again. Make sure, obviously, you hang around if you want to contribute to the park's firework display. Please do stick around, and you know where Chris and Pete will be. So if you want to do a sound clip, then more the merrier, really. But again, stick around, cupcakes, and have a great rest of the day. Thank you.